Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. This is You're Wearing My Scarf. I am Oatmeal, and I'll be playing the professor today.
Hi, I am Spec or Spectropon. Yeah, already messing up. We're Spectral Haunts, and I will be playing one in Town.
Yes, and this takes place after the two games. First, the Mercenaries, and then the Diamond of Despair. Professor was in both. Tome was in the latter. Um, so
Yeah,
uh,
sure wasn't both.
huge and huge and major spoilers for those games. Also, significant content warnings and angst ratings on those, and also in this. So please be aware of that if you're coming back to this as a video. So yeah,
Please check the content warnings.
yes,
Please. The
yes,
video will be here when you're feeling better,
yes,
or you don't have to listen to it at all. Please do not push yourself. Self-care above all.
yes. As it
Don't
is,
be like these stupid old men.
no. Basic knowledge. Um, the professor had been kidnapped. He has been recovered by Moria, Tome, Arata, and Camille. He has been taken. He was in really bad shape, and he has been taken to the Leighton Plus household to, well, rest and get some help.
No die.
Yeah, not die. Um, Crystal came by. She was over probably as fast as she could, and then stayed for about 24 hours to monitor the professor and make sure that there were no complications. He had lost a lot of blood, and she was able to help with that, due in part to he had actually managed to save a unit of his own blood to save for just such an occasion.
Hate
Um,
that he's that smart. I hate that he needed to do that. I'm gonna bully him for life.
but yeah, he's better now that it's been, a good 24 hours. But he's mostly been resting on the couch in the living room, been mostly out of it and mostly sleeping. He's been actually very noticeably pale, which is unusual for him. Um, Kind of cold skin, sweating, been very sluggish and tired. And for most of the time, at least, he wasn't really able to stand on his own. Um, he's been a little confused and anxious as well, but hopefully, with his health recovering, he gets more of that as more, more lucid as well. He's gotten some stitches. He's gotten a blood transfusion. He had his right rib was cracked. He had a significant bruise on his left hip. He took an antibiotic for the vampire bites he got. Um, but yeah, otherwise, monitoring, bandages, uh, keep him hydrated. He's been okay. He's been okay.
Thank the gods on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tome has been worried sick.
Mm-hmm.
My man has been in that house more than the usual amount he's in that house. Basically hovering around the couch. He would only sleep if like Crystal or nobody was there checking on the professor. If somebody was checking on the professor, he was up, He was listening. He wanted every detail. He wanted every knowledge. My man was like losing color by the second. He was so stressed out about this guy. But
No.
at least he got close enough to too long rest on taking away his auction points. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
he also, I did check with Candle on this. He also was able to get mostly bandaged up by Crystal as well, and give basic instructions in how to treat his bandages, because his are mostly he's just got to let the stuff heal over time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not anywhere near as intense as the professor. So after he was taken care of, instantly went back to stressing over professor, especially since
Mm.
getting that stuff taken care of meant he could stress over the professor more before he got tired. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
better for your health than stress. Um,
Ah.
which that's probably what he's doing now. He's probably woken up after his second long rest. Probably went to the rest. He probably was able to. Let me roll a sneak actually, because
Mm.
he's handing me okay, time to wake up, time to go change out bandages. But I'm gonna roll a sneak and see if he can even get up. Actually,
Mm.
we're just gonna jump right in this.
Sure. Forgot to get my dice.
Holy shit, Tome!
What's going on?
Nat 20.
Yo.
Tome
Okay.
voice. I'm not waking this man. I am not waking this man at all.
Yeah. No. Feeling refreshed at least in this first bout here after waking up.
Yeah, he just kind of casually just slips out of the couch like he wasn't even there,
Mm-hmm.
and walks off to go reset all his bandages. He's been wearing mostly he's changed out his vampire outfit for
Mm-hmm.
a very loose pants and an extremely loose shirt that's easy to take on and off, since most of his wounds were on the upper half.
Mm-hmm.
The shirt is of course like um
Peach.
salmon pink.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little salmon peach. Of course. While the pants are of course his iconic like blackish gray.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he probably does that for at least a good couple minutes. He's doing his best to take his time and do slow. I'm gonna roll a medicine and see how well he's doing. Okay, there we go. Okay, the roll's gonna last. It's a decent. It's an 11, so like
What was this for
it's
again?
medicine to see how well he can rewrap his own bandages.
Ah.
So it's average.
Yeah. No. He does an okay job.
Yeah.
He doesn't mess it up.
Like he
It's
doesn't make it
not
worse.
pretty. It's not pretty though.
It's so ugly. It's so ugly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It
Functional
looks
but
like he
not
just got
pretty.
TP'd.
Yeah. Yeah.
He probably walks back out after that and looks over at the professor, and he's gonna come and check on the professor and see how he's looking just from a glance over.
Mm-hmm. You want to roll medicine?
Probably yes, we'll roll Metaskin. He's probably gonna brush some of the professor's hair out of the way too, just so we can see.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do a lot better with this one. How's a dirty 20?
Well, that's great. You first of all, you know Professor's an alien. You don't know the specifics of how that makes him different physiologically, except that he has two hearts and his blood's the wrong color. Um but honestly, the rate at which he has been healing is a little uncanny in how fast it is. Um
He's not
it's
arguing.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. But like it's
It's freaky.
it is a little freaky, yeah. Um Granted, he has had to been basically like still and unconscious for all of it, and maybe that has something to do with it, um but yeah, healing pretty quickly. Um he I mean, he's still got he's been cleaned up. He doesn't have like uh blood on his face or anything. He's got some bruising, definitely. Um, but other than that, seems seems pretty peaceful, pretty stable, pretty okay considering the circumstances.
Tome definitely relaxes at that. His stress that was already building up kind of eases away. Takes a slow breath, and he is probably to cast precipitation because if you lay in bed,
Mm.
you start to get a little ewy.
Yep.
So he probably cast precipitation. He's probably been doing that a lot just to keep the professor all fresh and clean.
Mm.
This way, the guy isn't making himself more sick by, being sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he is probably going to sit down next to the couch
Mm-hmm.
after having made sure the professor is doing all right. And he's going to reach into his hammer space.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll for that. Okay. And pull out. Important question. Would his scarf been damaged at all?
Um. Huh. Um. I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been kind of rolling it with it being a little bit unnaturally hardy. Um.
Okay. That was my one question because it would affect what he pulls out. He pulled out a little sewing kit, um, and he started doing and like just a plain cloth, and he just starts doing a little bit of embroidery on it
Mm-hmm.
to kind of just keep his hands busy.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a perception for Professor, and I think what is that, a 19? Yeah.
Hmm?
Um, so he starts to um, stir and turn and um, scrub his hand across his face and
Tome, you go.
yawn and slowly open his eyes.
The moment the professor is moving, Tome has everything shoved back in the hammer space and is turned around. He does his best to not move too quickly. He's been informed he would be in a lot of trouble if he messed up any of his injuries again.
Mm-hmm.
So he manages to turn around at least slightly slow, and he kind of looks at the professor as he opens up his eyes and gives a small, nervous smile. Hey there.
Hey.
You with me this time?
Mm. What do you mean?
Well, not every time you've woken up, you've been, well, lucid.
Oh, I suppose that's to be expected.
Yeah, well, you're having a longer conversation than usual, so you're doing better already. How you
Hmm.
feeling?
Hmm. Bad.
Well, no shit. Okay.
Uh,
At least I know you're not going to lie to me.
there's better. Better.
No, I'm
It's
glad.
yeah. Not um. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm out of that stupid diamond. Ugh.
You see Tome's face kind of harden slightly. Agreed.
This is a lot more comfortable.
I would assume so.
What
How's
about
your back feeling?
uh It's okay.
Okay. I'd offer to do that thing you did for me, but I am not trained in that, and you are real kind.
Mm,
And I'm pretty sure Crystal would kill me if I broke your back.
probably.
Not to mention Azumi and Moria and Leo and Camille
Uh-huh.
and Arata
What about
and Jeannie.
what about you?
Hmm?
How are you doing?
No, I'm I'm doing all right. Much better. Trust me, I did not take nearly anything compared to what you did.
That doesn't make sense. You I thought you I didn't.
Well, I didn't. And that's what matters. And he kind of gives like a weak smile. You know me, it's a lot harder than that to take me out. Trust me, if it was that easy, Penumbra would be having a much greater year.
Maybe, but that's not exactly the point.
Yeah, I know. Well, don't worry. I am. I even let Crystal check on me, okay?
Okay.
Uh, a few bandages, really, really hurt pride, but I'm okay.
Hmm. Okay.
And so are the others before you ask.
Okay.
Yes, Crystal checked on all of us who were involved,
Mm-hmm.
even Camille, although we were very, very clear to keep him away from it.
Good.
Um, yeah, he's definitely not as hardy as the rest of us.
No.
Uh, so we were able to. She checked on all of us, and I'll admit I've been sleeping a lot outside of when we're checking on you, so I've even been resting.
Good.
So see, all good. No need to worry.
That is good. Hmm.
You
Why were you. Why. Why were you dressed as a vampire?
Oh, well, and he kind of rubs back his neck. We kind of needed a reason for him to leave his ellipsis worst case, and we needed something for him to focus on so that Erotica could pickpocket him. And well, he already didn't like me, so I took a little page from our own personal history and what I knew of time czars.
So that's what happened. Well, it.
Yes,
It.
it worked.
Huh.
Uh, it's
Well,
lucky, very lucky in that case, but it worked.
yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get knocked out a second time.
He tried. He grabbed his sword and unleashed the full power of the sun on me, but I stood through it because I told you it's a lot harder than that.
Okay. You can stop saying that. It's becoming meaningless.
No, 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 man,
Sorry.
no, no. I'll just have to find a new phrase to annoy you with then.
Hmm. Oh,
Hmm.
you're wearing my scarf.
Oh, yeah. And Tome's face kind of turns a bit red as he starts to pull it off. Here, you
No,
can have it back.
that's all right. I can't really effectively wear it right now. You're at least up and about.
Oh, well, okay. And you see him readjust it so that it's sitting on him again. It's probably like the only thing that's like sitting on like his shoulders and neck area
Mm-hmm.
because most of that was very sunburnt. And
Mm-hmm.
he very much, and he kind of just tucks his head into it a slight bit. It figured keep an eye on it for you, you know?
Yeah, no, it's appreciate it. I trust you with it.
I'm glad.
Hmm.
I already checked on it. No damage. I
Hmm.
precipitated it twice. First to get rid of the poison, and now it doesn't have ink on it.
Hmm.
So it's looking pretty great.
Good.
Uh, yeah.
What happened that first time? Why? I mean, no, you, it,
Why didn't we get back up?
no, I, no, I mean, you had no reason to think he was like that or who it was or,
Well, I did recognize him from the description we had of the guy, and well, that was enough. Kidnapping you was enough. Once the name got dropped, yeah, that was enough. That was I think that justified all of my actions in that moment.
hmm,
Well, all the actions that involved punching him. Getting knocked out was less than ideal, but the punching him was absolutely worth it. You should have seen his face.
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
I'm,
Opens the door, and before he can even speak, I got him. Just for you.
I'm more worried that you, you didn't, you all,
We didn't actually die.
I know, but,
Okay.
but you could have. I
But
thought,
we didn't. That is partially why we had Camille stay away, was worst case, worst case did come. He could heal us before we could truly pass away.
I,
So
I
we
still,
we had a plan.
I still don't like it.
Well, I don't expect you to. I not I'd be a little concerned, Professor, if you were like, you know what? I really enjoyed that. I'd be a lot more concerned at this moment, but
Um,
hey, bud. And he
hmm,
kind of moves the run his hands through Professor's hair.
hmm,
It's okay now, okay? We're not
no,
gonna leave you. You're stuck with us. You're safe with us here. Got an eye on you. At least one of us has an eye on you at all times, to be honest.
hmm,
And we're all okay. We're all healed up. We're all kicking and going. We're all full of energy. I mean, obviously, I'm over here rambling like a kid at a presentation, but,
I just,
well,
I thought,
yeah,
I,
I,
I thought that I, I thought that it had happened again. I thought that once again, a time czar had taken the people I care about from me.
Tome quiet before he kind of moves and leans over to pull the professor into a little side hug while the other lays down.
Mm,
Well, I'm personally never going to let that happen to you. As long as I stand, you'll never have to worry about that again. I promise.
mm, he doesn't. seem fully convinced or comforted by that.
Would a pinky promise make you feel better?
No.
I mean, I can at least promise you don't have to worry about anything happening to me, because I know if something happened to me, then Pritch would not be happy, and nobody wants Pritch sicked on them. I bet, probably. I'm gonna assume.
Mm. He just kind of shakes his head slowly. You saw what he was like.
An
That's
asshole?
his power.
Oh.
Tome,
Yeah, I did. Yes, I know. I
they're all like that.
I mean, you're not,
I used to be.
but you're not. So maybe
'Cause
they aren't.
I
I don't like them.
died,
Well, that means they can die too,
and then they come back.
and then they're weak. You can't just assume they're all at their most powerful.
No, but it's
You
what he
can't.
did, clearly.
Gods, you sound like me right now.
What?
You sound like me. You are imagining the worst case scenario for this.
I thought for
I
probably
know.
10 hours that the worst case scenario had happened.
I understand. Trust me, Professor. I understand. I thought for 5 years the worst case scenario had happened. Trust me, I do understand.
Then
Okay, I'm taking a deep breath. Sorry, Professor. I'm not trying to blow up on you.
what do you mean?
What do you mean?
You said what, just because of the worst case? The I don't know. Maybe I should think of the worst case scenario. This keeps happening to me.
And live the rest of your God, I'm gonna be such a hypocrite in this moment. And live the rest of your life in fear? Do you really want to be miserable the rest of your life, Professor?
No.
Because we both know I cannot carry on the positivity for us.
Uh,
And I'm not saying you have to be happy. I'm just saying
I
there's a difference between underestimating a problem and assuming only the worst will happen. If you assume only the worst will happen, well, then you've kind of already lost in a way.
we've I think we've had this conversation before.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you said it to me.
Did I?
I won't lie. I can't tell. We have a lot of conversations, which results in you and I being hypocrites towards each other, and then hugging it out, and then getting way too much coffee or alcohol. It's really starting to become a gag.
Maybe so.
But hate to break it to you, it doesn't get to become one this time because you are banned from coffee and alcohol.
Coffee doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah, well, you're still banned from it because I'm banned from it, and I am not suffering alone.
I'm fine. I don't know. I mean, I guess living in fear, I was kind of for a while. I you maybe saw a little bit of it, but I didn't. I was terrified of considering anybody family. I couldn't use the word. I not in
Yeah,
relation myself with.
I noticed, and I didn't press because I knew why. And Professor, I'm gonna just be honest with you. You don't have to call anyone family. I know all the others are going to reassure you and be like, we're family now, we're family now. You don't have to do that unless you want to. But take it from someone who was, and to be honest, is still terrified at the idea of having a family. Even though it hurts and it's so scary and the pain is so much, every time you get to see your family and say that word, it almost makes up for it all. If not completely makes up for it. Because like you said that day, it's gonna hurt no matter what.
Yeah.
At least let it hurt because you know you already got to show them you love them.
Yeah. Um, it's. I need to think about it. I. I. I've spent so long just terrified of it. I dreaded somebody asking. Everybody around here. It's not like this on
Anywhere?
a few places, but where I was most recently, Darth. It's it's not like this. This is everybody, and it's. I love it, but
A lot?
it's a lot. It's the propensity for found family. I think it's one of the best things about this place, but
Scary?
I was I didn't want to have to tell somebody I couldn't.
Tom kind of pulls him into a tighter hug.
I didn't want
Oh,
to hurt somebody else like that.
Tom's quiet for her moment as he kind of sits there and thinks in that hug. To be honest, there are going to be times, no matter what you choose in this moment, where you may have to say no to that. And you wouldn't be the first, and you're not going to be the last. Found family is messy on so many levels, and I would explain it to you, but I'm going to be honest with you, Professor. I don't even understand it still. I'm all of my found family has happened because somebody else pointed it out to me first.
Mm.
But found family happens normally because two people already care about each other like family. At that point, it's just a word on it.
Mm-hmm.
Did Whenever I started taking care of the boys, nothing changed when I agreed to be their father. Same thing with Minami.
Mm.
There was just a new role to play, a new word for me.
Mm-hmm.
I still acted the same, still would have hurt the same. I
Mm.
still cried the same, still got scared the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's family is terrifying. Even without all the extra circumstances you have, it's terrifying. But it's one of the things that makes life almost makes even the hardest parts of life worth living. It gives you a reason to keep fighting, to push forward, to keep going.
I've missed it.
I know, buddy. I know. It's here now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's here. You're safe. And you don't need a word for it yet. But it's here, okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh. I can't. Oh, it's gonna take a bit to process that I've been wrong for this long about him.
Well, based off what I picked up, while you were wrong in some parts, you were still correct in other parts.
Oh, I already knew that. I know what he's like. He
Okay.
we were never he was my older brother, but we didn't always get along. We 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 weren't we weren't close like the twins are or anything like that. It's well, we were close in different ways, but I he's he's not like me. We're very different people.
Clearly.
We always have been, even when I was more like that. I I just it's not the same if I I only disowned him after I thought he did what he did. What he didn't do.
Well, would you like the positive view or the negative view on the situation first?
I don't know. What do you
I'm going
think?
to be honest with you, Professor.
What?
I think he's exactly the same way you thought he was. Whether it worked or not, whether either of us like to think about it, he did try and.
That's right.
So even if it wasn't the family you thought it was,
It
the, the details may have changed, but the story's still the same. The morals is still the same. The takeaway. Your brother's an ass.
I mean yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't think of a poetic way to end
No,
that.
no, it's true. I just that's I I mean in I can't believe I'm saying this, but in defense, he didn't know what you were to me. And it's not like time
Gods, Professor, we're so raising your standards for a family.
what?
We're raising your standards,
Okay.
notably.
Okay.
Gods, you're making me feel healthy. Okay.
Look, I'm just saying I don't know. Maybe it's because times our society is different. The culture is very different. I mean, for one thing, time stars don't really do friends.
Well, lucky for you, you don't live there right now.
No. And I'm not. I'm. barely what they would consider a time czar. I mean, biologically, yes. Culturally, very much no.
Oh, thank goodness. Listen, I love you, Professor, so much. I would absolutely punch you in the face too if you acted like that.
I don't
But
know. Maybe I'm
all
biased.
joking aside, oh, no, it makes sense from your point of view. All joking and me trying to lighten up the moment because gods know I'm not good at this.
You're better than you think you are.
I'm trying. My genre is comedy.
Hmm.
This is, well, I thought it was. I don't know what it is anymore, and I'm not about to unpack that right now, but
Hmm.
joking is what I'm best at, making people laugh, and so that's what I'm going to do here, though I will throw in some emotions in the process.
That's fine. I've been known to use humor as a distraction myself.
Oh, oh, I've noticed. I've noticed. He's got like a war look in his eyes.
He just he frowns at him and pushes him.
Ah, there you are. See? Look, it worked. No, you just hate that I know you so well now.
Mm.
You're gonna use words, or you're just gonna keep getting upset into my shoulder.
I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. And he kind of rubs some circles into the other's back. You, it's your choice on how you want to view him from now on. Nobody can decide that for you, but you.
I know.
You, and no matter how much I may loathe him, I don't know everything and I don't know your culture.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably made decisions that you think are the stupidest thing in the world that I think are smart. And that is just a testament to the fact that we are two different people, which is a good thing. Gods know the world couldn't handle two of either of us.
No, I don't think
But
so.
oh no, absolutely not. But no matter what, Professor, I will support you in your decision.
Thank you.
Of course.
Can I was I couldn't see what was going on. Was there any way you could have left the first time you fought? Wait, didn't no, that was a
Yeah,
he charmed,
tech-
right?
technically, I I almost did.
But he charmed you, that's different.
Yeah, that was different. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, we could have left, I
Not
guess.
not that I didn't want the help. I did really want the help. I part of me knew that it was probably a better idea to tell you to run, but I couldn't bring myself to. I
Well, I don't think we would have listened either way. I
probably
even
not.
tried to tell one of us to run when they noticed we weren't winning, and that one didn't even listen. So
Mm.
we were all a bit too stubborn when it came to you.
Mm.
But I'm glad we didn't run
I
because it meant we got to learn a lot, which meant we got to save you in the end.
yeah. I I'm just I you I don't want you to uh,
Well, as long as you want me here, I'll make sure to find a way to stay here.
I I just I don't I he was probably more than you were expecting. I but I don't you I don't I don't want you to die for me.
I don't think any of us plan on doing that.
Okay. It was hard to tell from what little I could hear.
Would you like an insight?
Yes.
Oh, he's been doing so strong. Not
Uh
he hasn't quite directly been lying this whole time.
that's a. Oh, damn. I can't beat that. I got a 17.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You'll probably notice I added 2 content warnings that you didn't list.
I did notice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Tome kind of just smiles at him. So don't worry, okay? You've got us.
Yeah, I. I don't know. Something about it just feels wrong.
Perhaps it's the self-loathing.
Huh?
Professor,
What? What?
coming from someone who ego's honestly despicable, I will even admit that. You blamed yourself for 10 hours about the idea that we died. Even if it turned out to not be true, 10 hours of believing there's blood on your hands will make even the strongest people hate themselves a little.
So, there's been blood on my hands for a lot longer than 10 hours.
Yeah, but it's different when it's the blood of your family.
Yeah, Tome, it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know, okay? Well, I kind of know. I don't actually have innocent blood. Technically, don't have any blood. This is not my backstory right time.
Do you know, I wasn't sure whether to blame myself about what happened 600 years ago. The mercy was that I couldn't remember most of it. Because I had been fucking brainwashed.
Well, I'm not surprised, knowing you. But I don't think it was your fault.
It wasn't.
The same way, I don't think if we had died, it would have been your fault. Professor, you can't. If you take the blame for others' actions, it will destroy you. It will tear you apart and eat you out from the inside. We are all our own people. And whether we like it or not, sometimes we also, especially when we care about people, we make decisions that seem so stupid and terrifying because the only thing more scary than dying is losing the person we love sometimes. But that's what makes us alive. If we were to do everything based off what was the smartest decision, well, wouldn't have any fun, wouldn't have any joy. Gods, we wouldn't even have love, to be honest. Love is almost never the smartest decision.
No.
But it's still important, and in some ways, it's the best decision.
Yes.
I can't stop you from blaming yourself or beating yourself up. That's a decision you get to make in the end. Just know I'm here to help, no matter what the decision is. Whether it's helping drag you out of that pit or just keeping you from going back in it. You've got me.
I. This. I don't. I wasn't exactly blaming myself.
That's a good start.
Were you
Blaming who?
yourself?
I don't believe so.
Are you sure? Fucking dice
Yeah.
noise.
Yes, I'm very certain.
I'm not sure I believe you.
Professor, I didn't do anything worth. Well, I was a little stupid, but I was no more stupid than anyone else. And
That's
if
not
you
how
aren't allowed
you
to blame you.
usually talk.
Well, I've been getting in trouble for that, so I've been trying to actually listen to what people have been telling me.
Do you believe it?
Yes.
God.
I'm so sorry, Professor. I'm so so sorry, Professor. Out of character. I'm so sorry.
Oh boy. Well, the professor gave me something impulsive and stupid to do. Um,
Okay, sure.
so,
Why not?
yeah. So, he frowns at Tome because he really can't read him. And it's because Tome is too good at lying, and Professor is not good enough, at reading people, but especially these darn detectives. Um, so, he, uh, he mutters something, and does a hand gesture, and, um,
You.
grabs, Tome's face, by the side, and just goes, "Do you believe it?"
What do you cast?
Detect thoughts.
Right as Tome says yes, you hear no in his head.
Fucking liar.
And you hear in his head, the idiot pulled detect thoughts on me.
I sure did.
You. And Tome kind of pushes the hand away.
I told you I had it.
I sufferable sometimes. You know that? Never change, but gods. And kind of pulls away to sink to the ground and kind of pout a little.
I know I'm the one who's stuck, on bed rest, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any issues going on. I'm
Oh,
not
God knows I
stupid.
have issues.
Okay.
Even I can't deny that. I'm pretty sure I have enough issues to populate a town.
Okay, well, stop lying about them.
What good are they going to do in this moment?
Well, you can at least be honest about it, and not if we don't get anywhere with it, we'll change the subject. Not
And what if it freaks you out?
freaks
What
me.
if I now have What if I have to have everybody come back here and ask why you are crying or stressed out or sick again? I can't do that, Professor.
I it.
Can he still hear Tom's thoughts?
Oh yeah, it lasts like a minute, I think.
Okay, the content warning is gonna kick in so badly right now.
Uh,
He hears in Tom's head the sentence that was left unsaid. I can't have you know how willing I was to die for you.
oh man, Professor just looks at him, and he looks so sad.
See, I knew you would get gods. This is why I don't do these talks.
Just just at least be honest about it,
Well, I don't really have to, considering you're in my head now.
because you wouldn't. Just it's not. We can work with this. I'm. You're not the first person willing to die for me. You're not the person who has died for me.
And Tome looks at you, and I did not expect him to cast detect thoughts. You guys are about to get looked into. Okay, I'm gonna have to add some content warnings to this.
All right.
Content warning for all those listening. Tome's thoughts, although he wants to do that, can read very much on suicidal intention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting that content warning for people. It is going to get very dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wanted to add that because I was not in the original content warnings because I did not think we were going in his brain.
That's fair.
I thought I was going to save everyone from that magic. And Tone kind of looks at you before he kind of sinks down, and you kind of hear his voice in your head. I'm not going to talk about it out loud.
Fine. This way works.
Okay. So what? I'm upset. Okay. I'm a mess. Nothing changed while you were gone. Okay. This is supposed to be us focusing on you.
I don't know what you can fix about me that you haven't already.
I don't know. Make you feel safer, more comfortable, make you not have to worry about one of us just dying randomly. I already worry about that enough. I don't need you to worry about that.
I'm not going to not worry about it.
But
You don't get to take that all for yourself.
yes, it is my life on the line. I can think about that all I want.
I. You are frustrating. You are very
The feeling
frustrating.
is so mutual. It's so mutual.
I. I meant you're not going to keep me from being worried about other people.
And go ahead and worry about them. I know I can't stop you over that.
Okay, well, you're not going to stop me from worrying about you either. You are part of the people that I worry about.
You don't. It's. God.
It's not going to go away. It doesn't. I can worry less. I'm actually not.
Well, you're gonna.
What?
You're in my head. Of course, you're gonna worry more now. You're gonna hear and see. And
If I have to, then I mean somebody should.
but I don't want people up here. I don't want people to know how close I think thoughts, think random thoughts,
Tome,
tome. My name is Tome, my name is Tome, my name is Tome, my name is Tome, my
Tome,
name is Tome.
Tome, you can't. What? Shut
Tome.
up. Uh, just you. If you won't tell people your issues, nothing's going. Very little is going to change because I know you have very little. Uh, uh, you
Self-preservation, care for
yes,
myself,
yes,
will to even bother with this fight that I'm not gonna win.
yes. You have very little to try to, very little will to try to make things better for yourself.
I am trying. You guys want me to try, and so I'm trying.
That's. I would rather you wanted it yourself. Nah, I can't force that. But
I can't.
why?
I've tried, Professor. I've tried so much, and it just keeps failing, failing and failing and failing and failing and failing and
What
failing.
what
The
do you
least I can do is try for you guys.
I appreciate that. And that's good. But
Tome's probably crying at this point, by the way.
yeah, Tome, come here.
No.
You I don't know why you dislike yourself so much.
Because I acknowledge the sides you guys don't.
Tell
Like,
me about it then.
okay. I'm way too immature for my age to begin with. That starts with a lot of it. I'm constantly being shown up by not only my kids, but even other people's kids who just left and right prove they're smarter, kinder, more mature, more level headed than I am. I'm a petty thing. I don't even know what my morals are anymore. I always told myself my only moral was I wouldn't stoop to Penumbra's level. But before that, what were my morals? My morals were just whatever the case thing. And I said my morals used to be I wouldn't pick up a weapon, and then Penumbra happened. I picked up a weapon. Then my morals were I wouldn't kill, and then I saw your brother, and that moral went away so fast. And now I don't even have morals, and that I can trust on,
Tome,
and I have anger issues. All the anger, so much anger issues. I keep snapping at people, and I have trouble trusting people, and I can't stop running away from things. God, that's the worst part is I actually was happy when I had to run away. I was so happy. It felt so horrible.
okay.
I'm a coward.
It's
I'm a,
okay. It's okay. Tome, you've told me things that you didn't want me to know. Now I know them. And guess what?
what?
I still love you.
You haven't even heard half of it, Professor.
You haven't heard half the things I've done.
And I don't want to because
It, it
because I know what knowing everything about yourself can do to you,
what?
and I don't want to risk.
What?
I don't want to risk if there is something out there that's too much for me. I don't want to stop loving you.
I. It's.
I believe that there's nothing you could say that could make me stop. But I am just too much of a coward, and I'm just too scared to risk that.
Tome.
I don't want to give up this family. It's so hard to keep it, and I have already given up family and love and everything so many times. I've lost count, and I don't want to do it again. At least let the earth, at least let this universe take me before I have to lose you guys again.
Tome. It doesn't have to happen like that. It doesn't have to be like that.
It practically is.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but that doesn't change what it is. Professor,
You
I
can
am
change how it
dying.
is. I I told you
I
I wouldn't let that happen.
You can't stop it. I can't stop it.
Tome,
I might as well just enjoy while I have it.
that's. You're not enjoying it, Tome. You hate yourself.
But I love you guys. That is so much more than I had before, even.
You deserve more than this. And you can have it. You. It's okay to be a coward. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have other people do things better than you. It's okay to fail.
And what if that's the only thing I'm good at?
Then it's not, firstly, but
See, this is why I don't like. This is why I kept it all in. Because look, you're crying now, and then the others are gonna come in and they're
oh,
gonna worry, and they're
shush.
gonna.
Let them worry.
No, I, I have for the first
It's
people
it's not.
finally think that I could be someone, and I can't let that go away.
Tome, you
25 years I've wanted this. I'm not giving it up.
you could always be someone.
No, I couldn't.
Yes, you could.
No,
You
I could
you
prevent.
already
No,
were. Just because other
no.
people didn't notice, just because other people didn't acknowledge it, just because other people denied it, doesn't mean it's not true.
It. What if the universe denies it then? What if the universe itself is telling me that I shouldn't be? I. Sh- God, I don't even know how I was born. I don't have a family. I don't have a backstory. I feel I'm basically been on borrowed time my whole life. I'm an idea that had somebody find it before it could finish and was given just enough hope that maybe it was given a chance, and now the universe is trying to fix that mistake.
Tome, Tome, you're you're don't. That's that's not that's not right. And even if you were, you would still be worth so much. Even if that were true.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I would be
You you
so
don't have to have a past. I didn't. I was missing large pieces of mine for a long
but you
time.
had one. You existed beforehand. There was people out there who you had. There was
Tome,
possibly, even if you couldn't remember it, there was people out there who loved you and could want you. I came into this world meant, meant I came into this world to solve murders. My job is to find out about people's misery. My job is to just go around and find the worst of people and remind everyone that they're here. At least we've caught him. And most of the time, I can't even do that.
you had a bad start, but look at you now. Look what
Making
you've.
you cry
Shut up.
nearly.
Look, look at you. You are here in this house with me and the others who love you and you love them, and we provide for each other and we keep each other safe. This isn't about murders, even if it started with that, it's not anymore. It's okay if you had bad beginnings. I did.
And this is where the tech thoughts comes in useful, because what Tome is about to say he would never say out loud.
Uh-huh.
But you're someone worth remembering, worth being important. Gods. Sometimes I just wish you would get it over with me.
Tome, I will
I don't,
never forget you.
you don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I've seen people who I went to work with every day for 15 years
Tome,
look me in the eye and not know who I was. I have I've seen my face erased from paper. I've seen the universe try and erase me. I
I
don't want
don't
to die. Gods, I don't want to die, but I don't have a choice anymore.
I don't care. I I don't believe that that's what the universe wants. And if it did, I don't care. There are a lot of things that honestly this applies to. The universe can go fuck itself. I you're right. I don't have a choice. I can't forget you. Do you I didn't explain the particulars, did I? Time czars can't forget things.
I think you mentioned that before.
I
But
not not as explicitly as that. I I mean
well,
it. I mean it. It is literal.
then why couldn't you remember your family before? God, sorry. Gods,
Because
this is why I don't want you
it's
in here.
it's fine. I will explain it. It was because I was tampered with. I
You don't think that could happen again?
Tome, I I it only don't just don't, okay? It lasted 600 years last time. I'm not going to let that happen again. I got them back eventually. It was 600 fucking years. A time czar would have still been alive. I can't.
But I wouldn't.
I know, and I'm.
And I don't.
They. It didn't work the way they wanted it to. It didn't stick. It didn't work completely. I still knew something was off. Some days I thought I had a family, some days I didn't. I would get headaches all the time. I I knew something was wrong. And I spent decades trying to fix it before I gave up. And it took so much for them to do that. They had to. It doesn't. It's not the point. If I could. If I could, I. There's. Tome, you're here and people know who you are. And I know who you are. The people I love were erased from existence. And I still feel that emptiness.
That's why I want you to forget me.
I'm not going to. The sooner you accept that, the better.
It's hurting you, Professor.
It's not. I love you.
It'd be so much easier if you didn't, though.
Easier for who?
Both of us, I guess.
No, it wouldn't. My life wouldn't be this bright without you in it.
Is that a pun about my color palette, Professor?
No, it's not a pun about your color palette, Tome.
And Tome's gonna. I cannot cry out loud because I will have so many people start running to this room worried.
No.
But Tome's gonna start crying into the professor's shoulder.
Yeah, he's gonna grab him and pull him close. It's going to be okay. We can figure this out. If we talk about it, we can figure it out.
What if we don't, though? What if.
What if what?
I told you thinking about the worst case scenario hollows you out. I know about that, Professor, because I've thought about it over and over and over again. It's kept me up, and I've done so many researches and books, and I've read them all. They don't talk about anyone coming back from this.
It's.
I wasted my life early on and never did anything worth anything, and
You
now the
didn't.
universe is making room for someone who can.
That's not true. That's not even how that works. Take it from somebody who knows. That's not how that works.
Practically does. Eventually, one day, the universe wins, and you get some extra color in the background, I guess.
Tome,
My apartment could go to someone else.
no.
It
You
makes room.
stop. Just
My new job.
because it's never happened doesn't mean. Just because there aren't records that it happened doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. And if it hasn't happened before, that doesn't mean it can't. And if there's anyone who's good at beating the odds, it's us.
Gods, I even fail at dying.
Fuck off. Tome. You don't. Why? I don't. You're. You're not failing at. There's. You can't.
I guess I'm happy about that one, at least.
Fine. Ugh.
Means I get more time with you guys. I'll take that.
I.
Why does this always happen, Professor? Why is it that every time I go to check on you, I end up being the one to talk?
You don't talk enough.
Neither do you.
I don't know about that. I know people who would
Oh,
disagree.
I will. Don't make me cast a tech fox on you. I will so play that card on you.
What you may have missed is that frequently, if you are failing at something, you are probably succeeding at something else. You need to
Yeah.
see it a different way.
Yes, Professor, because it's so nice to remind myself that I'm so successful at failing.
That is not what I mean.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll give you a scenario. You try and tell me the successful part of it.
All
Okay?
right, all right.
I couldn't stop my partner from being turned into a sea creature and tossed into the ocean, where she was supposed to disintegrate. What's the positive of that one? Or no, better one yet. I couldn't stop myself from running away from the one person who ever actually sat down and maybe acted like they loved me, and I ran away from that. What was the upside to that? Or gods no, we could keep going on. Whatever this time, I couldn't stop myself from burning the one bridge I ever had to the only person who ever raised me. Or what about the time that I swallowed poison
Are you
and
going to
what?
let me answer? Because these are not impossible questions. Okay, the first one. You succeeded in not bending to your fear and anger and not taking a life after what happened. You did not
I
kill
couldn't if I wanted.
but you didn't. You gonna talk to me about would haves and could haves? You
Mm,
didn't. And she didn't disintegrate. She was changed, yes. She survived. She found you later. She doesn't have to be absent from your life anymore. It's a
you fucked that
tragedy,
up too.
but Tome,
I'm sorry. You're in my head, and you have to deal with the fact that everything you say is just not true.
it is true. You furthermore succeeded in keeping yourself alive after that tragedy.
Which I would have much preferred if I had taken her place.
I'm sure you would have. But that's
God knows
not.
she would have done better than I did.
You don't know that.
No, I do, Professor, because once again, I know myself and I know how much of a failure I am. I know how many problems I bring.
Would she have. Would she have adopted all of the children you have and become siblings with Moria and become.
Possibly,
No,
for
she
God's sake,
wouldn't
maybe,
have. You're
maybe
not
some
the
better
same
father
person.
could have gotten them. Maybe some better father would have gotten them, because God's no, I am the worst father those kids have.
Tom,
Not the worst.
they
I've talked to some
had
of them.
one.
I am one of the worst
Tome,
fathers.
Tome, you are
I
being you're being unreasonable and you are saying things that are not true and
I'd
have
say
no
things you.
evidence behind
I
them.
they take care of me more than I take care of them. I am practically a child compared to them. I am in
That's not
no
true.
reason to be a father, and yet it keeps happening because I can't stop getting attached to people who I just seem to be so intent on dragging into my own misery.
Tome, you are very emotionally intelligent and that is a boon to everybody you have a relationship with. I don't.
Like this.
Somehow you're not able. You have very much trouble applying it to yourself. And family isn't about a one-way relationship. You take care of each other. It's not. they're they're adults. They were near adults when you adopted them, for star's sake. You this isn't look, as someone who has raised children from infancy, it starts out with a certain dynamic and then it changes and it changes again and it keeps changing for as long as you two are in each other's lives. Just because you didn't have that stage where they're completely dependent on you doesn't mean you're not a good father. You're a great father. You have
No, I'm glad I didn't have that stage. I would have failed that one so badly.
Tome, for star's sake. Not everyone's cut out for that either.
Especially me. That's my point.
Tome, nobody is foisting an infant on you. It doesn't matter whether you're good at it or not. That's not a situation we're facing right now. And if it
It
was,
almost was. What about Camille? I lucked out. That sounds so horrible. Do you know how messed up that sounds? How messed
Tome,
up that is of me to think that I lucked out
Tome, even
because of
six.
Camille's situation, because of my behavior, because of my
Tome,
actions, because
Tome,
Camille is my
Tome,
actions as well.
Tome. Even with 6-year-olds, it's not the same. We're not. He was already living by himself.
And what did I do? I gave him another person to take care of.
Tome, now he
These
doesn't.
I
Tome, now he doesn't have to live by himself.
Yes, because he has brothers. He
He
doesn't
did.
need me. He didn't need me before. He
He
had his
didn't.
brothers
He
beforehand.
didn't have them before. He had
Yes,
cut. No, he had cut Leo out of his life, and the other ones he was just starting to meet. None of the.
it,
They didn't call each other brothers at first. I know
he
this.
called. I know, but I don't know why he keeps me around now. I don't know why any of them do. I've tried so
It's
many times to leave. I keep trying and they
Tom.
just won't let me.
Tom, it's because they love you.
I wish they didn't. Because I
Why?
am a coward still. Because I am a coward. Because I am scared. Because don't want I don't want to have to think about that every time. I don't have to lay in my bed thinking about not only my own life now, but now all of theirs. I don't want to have to think about every way I'm going to disappoint them as well.
Yeah, well, parenthood is fucking terrifying, okay?
That's why I'm not cut out for it.
You
I'm
are.
too scared for this kind of stuff. I'm too scared to do really anything. I'm gonna be honest. That's part of the reason I knew I was a comedy is because everybody would laugh because I am just a coward, and it's funny to laugh at the coward. And I understood that. I knew my role beforehand, and then I started questioning God's. Now I'm miserable if I
Tom,
had
do
just stayed
you.
in my place.
Tom, do you understand? Ugh. You stood up. You. You're not a coward. You ran to my defense and you took on my brother, a time
Because
czar
I
at in his prime, at the peak of his power. A time czar who I probably haven't said, in some parts of the universe, people consider us gods. Don't laugh, because of people like him.
That's the problem, Professor. I wasn't being brave when I did that.
You punched him in the face.
Okay, you're right. I had one moment of impulsive bravery. God,
You
that's why it
had
felt so good.
many. You had many, and you were scared because he was hurting you and he was winning. And of course,
No, I wasn't scared about myself. God's Professor,
you were
did you
scared about
understand?
the
I,
others.
yes, I only did that because I was scared about losing you. I could have cared less about what happened to me in that moment. I've already accepted my fate. I've already accepted that either it's my condition or the poison or some other stupid act of mine's going to take me soon.
Tome,
So I wanted to at least know that I had you guys there, and I was scared. I was so scared about losing you because I was like, I figured it'd be easier, it'd be better if at least I got you out in the process. That's why that's why I volunteered to be the vampire, because I didn't want anybody else, but it was worth it if it meant I didn't care if he took me out, because if it got you back.
Tome, it's okay to be scared. These things are terrifying. Losing people hurts so much. We both know this. We're both scared of it. Do you think I've never run away from something? From someone? From a situation? From myself? From responsibilities? Tome,
You
it's okay to be scared. It doesn't make you a coward. And even if it did, cowards are fine. I have plenty of friends who are cowards. It's a foible. It can be annoying sometimes, but it's not the end of the world, and it's not the end of our relationship.
Yes, I've come to realize that, sadly.
Tome, you belong here.
I like to think that. I try to, and I'll admit sometimes I almost believe it, Professor. And then I wake up.
It,
Professor,
yes.
I haven't believed in myself like that in God's how long have I been on this earth? What, like 25 years?
Mm,
24 and a half years. There you go.
mm-hmm.
It's not going to come back. Those 6 months were ignorant bliss. And even then, they weren't really ignorant bliss because I knew what people were saying. I knew what the truth was. I just didn't want to acknowledge it. I was lying to myself.
Tome, you can believe in yourself again. You can believe in yourself better than you ever did. You can. It's going to be hard. It's going to take work. It's going to hurt sometimes. But this is something you can do.
And
And what
what
if you
if I don't?
fail?
Not even that, cause no, I'm already gonna fail. I wasn't gonna even bring that up, Professor. I already knew that. It
Well,
was
won't you?
more, what if
What?
what if I don't want to put in the effort for that? What if I'm just tired, Professor? What if I just want to enjoy what I have? I'm tired.
I don't think you're enjoying it, Tom. I don't
I'm
think you.
enjoying it as much as I can.
I know we can do better for you. I am not going to settle. You do not have to remain stagnant. I am going to help you. If I have to drag you kicking and screaming into some
I
kind of better future,
swear you've said this to me before.
maybe.
Doesn't stick. It's not true. And Tome looks up at you, and his eyes are just so tired. Even with the rest of his life, like the rest of his color palette, pastel, yes, but not straight up. Can't look at the gallery. Straight up monochrome. There, you realize something. You've never seen a shine truly in Tome's eyes.
Mm.
It's always just been that empty circle. Those blue oceans.
Mm.
He's tired, Professor.
Tome.
Yes.
It's going to
Yes.
be okay.
I'll keep telling myself that. I do tell myself that, funnily enough.
I
Never believe it,
know.
but I do tell myself.
Yes, the problem is that you don't believe it. And if I have to believe it for you, then fine.
See, that's what's been happening. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing things for you guys because I can't do it myself, but I can do it for you guys.
You don't have to do it by yourself.
I'm not. Gods, I wish I was. Oh, Professor, you don't even know the beginning of it. I wish I was, but I'm not allowed to. And so I've accepted that. I've accepted that I don't get to face this the way I wanted because you guys won't let me. So I have to deal with you and the kids and Moria and everybody else constantly telling me how much
Have
better it's
you
going to be.
accepted it?
Yes,
No, you haven't. You keep
I've
trying.
accepted that you guys will never shut up about this.
You keep trying to lie about it. You keep trying to downplay it. You keep trying to sink into the background and die. And it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to die.
I don't want to, Professor. I
Then
really don't. That's
don't.
the worst part.
Then don't.
Don't have a choice, Professor.
Professor. Tome, I know it's hard and I know it hurts, but and I know it's tiring. It's, it will hurt less and be less tiring if you let other people help, if you let more people help.
And what are they gonna do? I've already let them help as much as they can. What are you gonna do? You're gonna walk up to the universe and be like, "Oh, sorry, this one's not available. You can't take this one back. I know it's a waste of materials, but we want that trash."
Yes, Tome. Yes.
You can't do that. Stop
Yes.
pretending.
Yes, I can. And every single one of the rest of them would do it too.
They shouldn't have to.
They would go through hells for you.
don't want
because
them to.
you don't get to decide that. They want to. Because
That
they love you and because they realize that their lives are better with you in it.
I want to believe that, Professor. I really do.
I know. And I'm sorry that I haven't been able to convince you.
It's not your job. It's no one's job.
It is, as your friend. As somebody who loves you.
I love you too. I guess that's why I wish you didn't.
I'm afraid that is not going to change. We're just going to have to tough it out, work it out, talk it out, and if somehow the universe really doesn't have space for you, then I'll carve a space myself.
And break reality for me? No,
I would.
but you shouldn't.
I would. I would do
And
it in a I would do it in a heartbeat.
that's the problem.
No, no, it's not.
I'm as myself the way I am. It's not worth that effort. Maybe one day it could be, but it isn't now.
Tome, you are. As you are, as you will be, and as you have been. You've always been worth it. Even if people didn't recognize it.
And what if I don't recognize it?
Well, it doesn't make it not true.
And how, say I entertain this thought, Professor, for the 50th time in my life. I entertain it again because people obviously don't seem to understand that it just doesn't work, but I'll entertain it.
Yes.
Why is your truth any more true than mine?
Because it makes more
Why?
sense that we are all worth something than that one person is just randomly worth nothing.
No, obviously it's not just one person. You've seen how many pages, you've seen how little pages there are on people like me.
Well, it still doesn't make sense.
It does, really, in my opinion. We're toons. Toons live on inspiration and ink.
And what about the other people with BCS? What about the other people with background character syndrome? Do you think they equally deserve to just fade away and die?
Oh,
What
no
about
one deserved it. Not even me. Not even me, probably on some extent. That's why I don't want to, but it doesn't change that it's happening because that's just how things happen because the universe is cruel and mean, and
it's
I'm
not?
just not enough to fight it.
It's not.
Okay,
It's
you're right.
hurt you,
Maybe
but
it
it's
isn't.
not.
Maybe it can be nice. I mean, it gave me all of you guys. it made what's probably the last part of my life so amazing. But I,
You you have had good things in your life. I think maybe you've forgotten some of them.
no, I haven't. I remember them all. I remember when Doe first found me, even, and the way he held me. I remember the first time we went out and got cinema rolls. I remember the first case I got right. I remember getting my own desk. I remember meeting Sebi. I remember meeting him. I remember meeting each of the boys. I remember finding out Sebi was alive. I remember finding out I wasn't alone, being called a father, meeting you, being called a friend, a brother. I remember all those and I repeat them in my head every day.
Good. Good. Tome, that has to be worth something.
Maybe.
Maybe is good.
Maybe I just got lucky.
Well, what's luck anyway?
It's the universe deciding, but let's have a last laugh.
No.
One final act for the show.
No.
Yeah.
You're not a
Okay.
punchline, Tome. You're a tune, but you're not a punchline.
No, I'm a punchline.
Mm-mm. Not to. Not to as cruel a joke as that.
How do you know that? You know,
'Cause I'm a
and I
bard, Tome. I've told a lot of jokes.
and I'm a tune. I'm a living one. I've been one since the beginning. Trust me, you don't. Nobody can tell you more about what it's like to be a living joke. That's been my whole job for years. And it was only when I failed at that enough that I start to just become a wholly different kind of joke, just a sad, pathetic thing that you watch walk around and you go, oh, look at that go. Oh, we'll give it some hope, give it some life, and we'll watch it run and we'll watch it try and we'll watch it fight. And then just every time it gets close, we'll take it away because it's so funny
It's
watching it fall down
not.
that hill over
It's.
and over and over again.
Tome, it's not funny. It's not amusing. It's not entertaining.
Somebody has to find it funny.
Who?
Somebody,
Who?
I don't know.
Well,
There has
if.
to be somebody out there who finds it funny to justify why the universe keeps doing this.
Well,
There has.
if you figure out who it is, let me know, and I'll kill them.
No. I
Because.
wish.
Because if that's what the situation is, then there's somebody out there who is causing another individual, you, and the people he loves and the people who love him, a lot of hurt, and that's not fair, is it?
And what about that person? Would it be fair to all the people who love them if they died for me?
If they're that cruel, it's possible that nobody loves them. Besides, we're talking about a hypothetical person. If you'd like to have a conversation about the morals of killing, then that's going to have to be a different conversation because it's going to get complicated given my history and your job.
Yeah. You know,
Mm.
I I technically was wrong.
How do you mean?
I I there has been one other time I believed in myself.
What was that?
It was about 3 years ago, and someone convinced me I was the world's, and I believed them.
Yes, him.
And then I ran away. Professor, it's just going to happen again. What am I even doing? Why am I having this conversation?
You
And
made.
kind of he pulls away to put his head in his hands.
Tome, you made a mistake. It's
And I'll
okay.
do it again. That's the
Tome,
worst part is I'll do it again. I ran over him. I ran over the boy.
Tome, do you know anyone who's never made a mistake?
No, I don't, but I feel like I am making up for a lot more than needed.
Tome, you don't. You made a mistake. That's what it's like. Just to be a person, just to live. You make mistakes.
I don't want to be a person. I want to live. But I don't.
You made a mistake, and it still wasn't the end of the world. You're alive, and he's alive, and he's around.
And he hates me.
No, he doesn't. He helped you save your life.
He helped save someone's life. Oh, wonderful. Somebody has some basic decency in this world. Let's all throw a celebration.
He helped save your life at what I imagine was a decent risk and cost to himself.
And I don't know why, gods, I still don't know why. You should have just.
Well, because he's at least decent and maybe he likes you.
No.
I'm not going to say that he loves you. I can't say that for somebody else. I
No.
don't
I
know.
can't even say he likes me.
Well, we don't know that, do we?
I saw the way he looked at me. There. No, I, gods, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about any of this. I don't want to be in this conversation.
I know.
I want
I
to
know
go
you
back
don't.
where you weren't in my head, and I was pretending and almost believing that at least I was doing a good job making people happy.
I don't. I don't want to be made happy if it comes at the expense of somebody else's happiness.
But I don't have any, so it's not coming at the expense of anyone.
No, but you're making yourself feel worse.
Because there's no other way.
No, no, that's not true.
Every time, Professor, I start to feel better. Every time I start to convince myself maybe, just just maybe I deserve to be happy, something comes along and reminds me that that's not how it's supposed to go. That's not my job. That's not my role. That's not who I am. I was happy once. I gave that up whenever I let her take Sebi. And now I have to deal with the consequences. I made my trade. I got to survive, and in exchange, I don't get to be happy anymore.
Tone, you both survived. And you can still be happy. You, the mistake, won. Not even a mistake. I don't. A bad thing that happened that wasn't your fault.
It's all been my
It
fault.
hasn't.
Yes, it
No, it
has.
hasn't.
Yes, it
Is
has.
it your fault that that there is this organized? Did you set up the organization that's been hunting these animals to extinction?
No,
Then it's
but
not your
I
fault.
didn't stop it. It was my job. When I came to
Okay,
the island, it
so
became
it's your
my
fault.
job.
So it's not your you were supposed to, so you're responsible for everything else then.
Yes.
Everything the Yakuza does. Oh, you didn't stop them. Everything that
Well, I could have. Professor,
Could
it's
you
not like
have?
I didn't have my hand in that already, but I
You're
had my hand
one.
in the other.
You're one person.
I'm one person who can't even save one thing.
Tome. Tome. Look
The
at me.
least I can
Look.
do is
Tome.
I don't want to.
Tome. Look at me, please.
He's gonna reluctantly turn to face you.
You saved me. More than once.
We
More than once. And in more than one way. Not just in a fight. Are you going to tell me that's not true? Are you going to tell me it doesn't count?
somebody else would have done it much better than I. Nope. 1 second.
Take a drink.
What a moment for some of the Wonkian! Ooh. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna take a nice sip of my drink.
Yep, I just did the same.
I am crying.
Everything's
fine. Mm-hmm. You and I are going through it, Oatmeal.
Yep. All right.
Remember we were like, haha, this would be a fun idea. We played ourselves. Okay, where were we in the suffering?
Oh, I had a feeling something like this would happen.
I did it. I was in ignorant bliss.
I believe it was. Are you going?
Saving. Yeah. You go.
Are you going to say it didn't happen? Are you going to say it doesn't count?
I'm saying someone else.
It doesn't always work like that, Tome. People don't. There isn't always somebody to save me. Sometimes I die. And that's the end of the story.
But it wouldn't have changed if I was there in those stories.
Yes, it would.
There's nothing. I'm nothing, Professor. I'm just words that people have already said echoed back at them.
No.
I'm just quotes tied together in a bright pink hoodie. A lesson or two. I'm a tool.
No, you're not. You're a person.
A person who really does not feel like one.
There are words for that.
Background character.
No, I was gonna say something out of a psychology textbook. You need to go to therapy.
Yes, I know. Okay, that one I do know. I've tried to find someone. It doesn't work.
Okay, then you need something else.
I have something else. I have my sewing. I have games. I got solitaire. Really bad at it too. That's another thing I failed, but I got solitaire.
Tom, that's not. You know that that's not a substitute for help. You need to talk to people.
And do what? Do stuff like this? Make you miserable? Make it to where I have to know that every time you think about me, you're going to remember this conversation. You're going to remember how broken and fucked up and shattered I am. And
No. I'm
You're
not
not good.
I'm not miserable, and I'm not going to remember that every time I think of you. When I think of you, I think of cuddling with you on the couch. I think of our ridiculous uh, accidental drunken night. I think of hugging you. I think of when we've danced. I think of that time we handcuffed each other together for fun. I think of when you first showed me the local cinnamon rolls.
Tom's crying. God, I need. Tom's crying into your shoulder again.
Hmm. Professor just holds him close and rubs at his back.
I I like to about think that I'll try to think
Hmm.
that maybe people can remember that part of me,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I just I wish I could finally just fix it. Just
I know. I wish. I wish it was that easy. But if we work together and we work gradually and we keep at it, we can make this better.
what if I fail again? Because we both know I'm going to Professor. I'm gonna give up again. I always do.
Then I'll help you. And so will your sons, and your sister, and your friends. Because we don't want to see you fall down. We'll always help pick you back up again. Just like you do for us.
You know, it's a little messed up.
How's that?
You were hurting and now you're making me hurt too.
Do you remember why I was hurting? It was because I thought that you had died.
I
It's.
guess I didn't beat that allegation at the end.
What?
No, I did not physically die, don't worry.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no,
No,
I haven't died
I know.
before.
I
Let's hope I
understand.
never do.
It's not pleasant.
But I meant
Yeah, I think I
I
know
don't
what you
feel
mean.
alive.
Yeah, I I understand.
I hate that you're in my head. Never would say this. I don't want to say this. I probably still won't say this ever out loud. How do you say that out loud? How do you say, hey, universe, you won? And I give up.
You don't. You don't say that.
What do I say, Professor? What do I say in this moment. What is there that I could possibly say that will actually feel true? I can't think of it, Professor. Even after all this, even though part of me really wants to believe you, it doesn't. Because it feels like a dream. It feels like, God, maybe this is a dream. Maybe
It's not.
that's why this is going so well. I'm gonna wake up in a bit and I'm gonna be on the couch next to you and you're gonna
It's not a
be
dream.
doing better. But
It's
this conversation won't have happened and I won't have had to dream about you lying to me to make me feel better. And
it's not a dream, and I'm not lying. I don't know. I don't know how to sum it up, Tome. I'm. I don't. I don't have all the answers. I'm afraid. But we have to try. Don't we?
we really don't have any choice, do we? Or, well, I don't have a choice. You're not going to give me one.
I don't think I want to, because I know I can be pretty sure what you'll choose.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be certain I wouldn't choose that. And God knows if I could at least choose to, even if it does happen to just live as long as it'll let me, I'd choose that. I really don't want to die, Professor.
No,
I'm scared.
it's okay. It's okay to be scared. It's frightening. But it doesn't have to end so badly.
Professor,
Yes.
if I promise to try, can you promise me two things?
What?
First, if we do fail and the universe does make you forget, can you not try and remember me? I don't want you to hurt like that.
It's not going to happen.
Then you shouldn't be scared to make a promise.
Okay, what's the other thing?
And if it does happen, but you manage to remember me, you make sure people remember the good sides of me. I, even if I can't do it in life, I think I want to be a happy story in death. I don't want to be a tragedy, Professor.
No. If you promise to try.
Tome holds up pinky. I promise, Professor.
Then I promise that when I tell your story, whenever that is, it will be a good one. And he extends his own pinky finger.
And they link it, and Tome kind of buries his head into the other's face and cries.
Yeah. And the professor cries too. And they hold each other, and they're a bit of a mess. And they probably stay like that for a while.
Probably. Tome doesn't really say anything for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a thought in his head, it's normally just a please or a sorry.
Mm. The professor just mumbles that he doesn't have to apologize.
I'm going to try, I promise. I'm going to try. It's hard. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
And it'll be hard, but you're going to do so well.
You really think so?
I do. I really do. I think things are going to get better.
I hope so. And you said you'll drag me even if I fall again. Because I'm gonna fall so much, Professor. I can already tell.
It's okay. Of course I will.
You'll put up with all this, all these stupid thoughts and worries and everything.
I will.
Maybe then, maybe I do have a chance. If you are telling the truth and the others are like that, too.
Mm.
Maybe the universe, they put me here for a reason.
Maybe it did. Maybe we don't have to go up to it and kick its ass.
If you do, please let me know.
Yes.
You know, come tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be this good again.
I understand.
It never lasts, Professor.
I understand.
And you'll still stick by me, even if it never lasts forever.
I will. I promised.
I love you, Professor.
I love you too, Tome. Just the way you are.
Um, Tom's just gonna lay there and cry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think this is one of the ones where we're going to end up wrapping it up with some comedic little stinger. So,
Was that in character or out?
no, it was out of character.
Okay, good, because I was thinking the same thing.
So, I
Oh,
think we're gonna
oh
let this
gosh.
one be angsty.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to need to take a moment after this. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this was not in the schedule.
No.
Oh, okay. Um, Thank you to everyone who stayed and listened. Thank you to all who came in and listened. Thank you to all who come in the future to listen. We can't give a full goodbye. I personally am losing the ability to talk. I don't know how Oatmeal's doing.
It's all right. It's all right. You calm down. We will wish you all a good time zone. Goodbye.
Bye bye.